the program. But Jason, listen, man, sports be stressful.
They can be. They are.
And look, our good friend Scotty the Body Marsh is the voice of the UC Davis Aggies. So, and also UC Davis, local school. So there's a bit of rooting interest. I'm not going to lie. Look, I'm just going to be straight up here. Okay. I've enjoyed our UC Davis coaches over the years. I have. There's not one I haven't enjoyed. I really enjoy Coach Plough. I do. He's got kind of our sense of humor. We have a lot of fun with him, and that adds to the rooting interest. So we're watching this game over the weekend, and yeah, dude, I did not think it was going to go that way, and I certainly didn't think it was going to end that way. And I don't know how Coach's hairline is, but I got to think it's a little bit less than it was a week prior. But a win is a win is a win, whether it's a 50-point win or a 1-point win, as we welcome in live from Shredville, the mayor of Shredville, Coach Tim Plough. Coach, good morning.
Boys, my hairline has been leaving me for the last few years. So if you're wondering, it's not good. Yeah, it hasn't been for a while.
27-26. It's a road win for UC Davis. Portland State was 0-4. I understand it's a win is a win, but help us out with the analysis here, Coach. You're on the sidelines. In your opinion, did UC Davis play down to their opponent? Did Portland State have one of those games any given Saturday where they showed up? What happened, and why, in your opinion, was it so close?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think, for example, they changed their defensive coordinator like the day before the game, and they ran a completely different defense that we hadn't even prepared for. And so there's a little bit of that going on. Like, they got nothing to lose. They're doing some stuff they've never tried. Both sides of the ball a little caught off guard. And then there's also a little bit, I think, of our guys just not being focused the way they're supposed to be. And, us talking last week about that rat poison, and you get a big win the week before, and now you're playing an 0-4 team. And no matter how hard you try, it's just, it happens a lot where guys take it maybe a little too easy. And so there's a little bit of mix of both.
Yeah, Coach. So the end is just absolutely wild. Really, the last 2 minutes, you guys have the ball with a chance maybe to make something happen. There's the interception, and it's looking rough. But you guys get the defensive stop. You get the ball back. You convert 4th downs. And I want to ask you about the last 2 plays. I mean, just absolutely wild, where there's a throw to the end zone, 5 seconds left. It appears, at least Portland State celebrating, that the game's over. Refs say 1 second left. Then you get one more play, throw to the end zone. Catch is made right there at the pylon. It's kind of a mystery, ruled a touchdown. Then you have to wait, and you just don't know. You're at the mercy of a review. What was that? I don't know, it wasn't 10 seconds. It was probably about a minute of waiting whether or not you guys actually won that game. What was that part like?
Well, going back to the drive, I think the funny part was, again, they were running a defense that we just weren't even prepared for and didn't really know what they were doing. And so we're trying to get information. And so there was a couple times during the drive where we're in a group and, 100% drawing plays up in the dirt. Like,
wow.
Hey, you go here. You go here, you do this. And so that was really cool that our guys just, whatever you say, Coach, and they went out and did it. And so we got down the field. And then the last play of the game, we practice those plays every week. And then so we've had a lot of reps at it, but then it's like, all right, well, this is the play we've practiced. So we do the first one and, we don't come down with it. And the clock says the zeros. And the guys in the box are telling me, hey, there should be 1 second left. But in my mind, I'm like, the refs are they're going to get out of here. Like, they're not going to put a second back on the clock. And then they actually did that. And I was like, wow, okay. So then we only have 2 plays. So if they would have made us run another play, I didn't have any left that day. We ran the second play, and Miles and Trent complete it. And as soon as they caught it, everyone goes nuts. And I just sat there. I knew they were going to review it. So then I asked the refs were standing there, and I said, hey, can you guys talk to me about the rule of like what would be a completed catch? And he goes, I'm not going to talk to you about hypotheticals. And he walked away from me. So I just went over to the bench and sat down and waited for them to make a decision.
Coach, Do you have to kind of, when you're dealing with your team after a game like this, do you have to kind of compartmentalize parts of it? Like, on one hand, it's a 1-point win against a team that had yet to win, that you were certainly supposed to, in air quotes, beat by more. On the other hand, it's a 94-yard final drive. It's the composure and everything that went with that. So do you have to balance between talking about the wins within the win and the losses within the win?
I think you have to celebrate your accomplishments regardless of how your accomplishments are created, right? Like, I think if you don't celebrate accomplishments like that, then, I'm not sure why we're in sport, right? So there's that part. And then I think I try to take the place. I really feel like it's my job and almost my manifestation of being here is to not really overreact either way. Like, it's my job to just be consistent. If we win the game, great. If they would have said Trent wasn't in, I would have reacted and done the exact same thing. It's my job to be consistent and try to create an environment here where we can play our best football, and we haven't yet. And so that just gives me more motivation to continue to push these guys to play their best football. Luckily, they've won games when they haven't played their best. But I just look at it like a great challenge. We got to figure out a way to play our best football, because if we don't, eventually someone's going to get us. And at this point, we've set a season up where we could do something really special. So we just got to hold on to that rope and don't let go. Don't try to explain why we're winning, and just try to hold on to the rope as long as you can.
Coach, I think it was last week or the week before, Dave asked you if you guys could, like, over there, Davis clone a guy like Lan Larison. Well, you got him at number 3, and then in the second half he's wearing number 24. It's kind of like you did. That he was pretty good in both numbers.
Well, I mean, that's happened twice now. It happened to C.J. Hutton in the Southern Utah game. It's almost more confusing for me, because when they run out there to do the play, I'll be like, hey, who's this guy? I haven't even seen this player before. And I think it was really tough for his family. His parents were worried, like, oh God, what happened to Lan? And then they saw him leap over a human, and they were like, oh, that's probably still him. Yeah. So yeah, got to get those jerseys to not rip.
I know that you just spoke about, skinning your teeth a few times here. As a matter of fact, if my math is right, you guys have 3 of your wins come by a combined 6 points. That's huge. That's crazy. Let's go the other way. It's a completely different type of season. So in your mind, I don't know that you necessarily share this with your players. And since it's just us talking, and of course no one's listening, is there a part of you also, though, that goes, we might be a team of destiny. There might be something here. Like, we're getting these breaks. Or do you feel like you're like a cat? You used up your 3 lives.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get, too, talking about faith and stuff like that. But I will say that I told the guys the other day that, hey, I mean, don't try to explain what's happening. I think you got to celebrate the fact that you're competing and you are finding ways to win. And there's no reason for us to explain it. It's just more about every week us saying, hey, we got to figure out a way to get better. And if we would have lost those games, we still would be sitting there saying we got to figure out a way to get better. I think the hard part when you're winning is to try to convince them and continue to motivate them. Like, this is not us playing our best football, even though the results are what you want. We've got to continue to push ourselves to get better every single day. And if we do that, man, now all you have is a bunch of battle-tested guys that have played in close games that late in the year. If we got to win a close game, we've done it. A lot of people haven't been through that, or maybe haven't done that. And I think that makes us a really strong team. But it's only gonna matter. All these wins are only gonna matter if we continue to grow and try to get better.
All right, as we wrap up the segment, Coach, excuse me, I generally try to keep it even keel. I'm obviously rooting for UC Davis, but I have a lot of respect for the other team. I'm going to go a little overboard this weekend, though, because unlike in weeks past, you guys are taking on Cal Poly, 4 p.m. And there are very few things in this world I hate more than Cal Poly. Their mascot, Musty, the Mustang, There was a kid in 5th grade that took my Capri Sun and beat me up. He was like a foot taller than me. He's now at Cal Poly as a teacher. I can't stand this school. 4 p.m. home game. I don't know if you want to use that as motivation in the locker room or anything, Coach, for your players, but honestly, if we could just stomp those guys, I would appreciate it.
Well, I'll tell you this: Musty's going down, and you know, we need all the help we can get to try to make these games a little bit closer, just for you.
Thank you.
But I would say that there's no doubt this is a rivalry game. Obviously, really important. You know, we've went through the history of it with the guys. Our big focus is we got to win our home games. So we got to stay undefeated at home, and we got to keep this trophy that we got sitting here in the main lobby. I don't talk about the name of that team down south, and I don't talk about the name of the team across the causeway. I just know I want to beat both of them every year. So
that's right. That's right.
We're gonna have a big swing. Yeah.
Screw you, nerds. Cal Poly, you're going down. Musty the Mustang. What a weird name.
I know.
All right. Well, we're behind you 100%, Coach. You take Shredville to them this weekend, and everybody make sure you get out there because they need all the support they can get. And yes, big crowds truly do make a difference to the players. Coach, have a great weekend. Let's get a blowout this weekend. A little easier on your blood pressure. We'll talk to you next week.
Boys, if you got a little hair transplant idea for me, go ahead and let me know because I feel like it's going to be one of those years. So I need all the help I can get.
You got it, brother. We'll tell the sales staff. Thank you, and have a great weekend. Have a great game, Coach.
All right, boys. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye. That's it. Coach Tim Plough.
Yeah, I don't have any suggestions for him on that.
I don't either. Maybe you can shave Musty and tape it on. I don't know. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Kings turn 40.